for the client. Ready? We're going to go live. Alrighty, live on Facebook. Here we are. Alrighty. So welcome to our series of oils and frequencies by Sandra Bolognia. And I'll read a little bit about her. She's a Young Living Silver. She is a wellness advocate, teacher, healer, artist, and spiritual coach. She finds joy guiding others in the process of self-healing. Excuse me. Sandra is considered by many as a Renaissance woman. She shares her holistic methods from her healing jewelry line to energy medicine, essential oils, and the importance of incorporating lifestyle changes for your overall well-being to people all over the world. And she is also my partner in AromaSharing. We both are 50-50 partners, and we make a good complement to each other. Well, I don't think if she does, and vice versa. So very glad to have her as my friend and also as my business partner. And I introduce her to you for her class tonight on the Master Cleanse and the Healy Resonance.
Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you so for that gracious presentation. And yes, I can tell you that a lot behind the scenes going on with AromaSharing. And basically, Kathleen and I are the crew. That's behind the scenes. So, and I decided to start the Master Cleanse today. So, I have these beautiful hand-blown glasses that I drink because I have to have some kind of indulgence when I'm doing the Master Cleanse. And you see it's the color of lemon and cayenne pepper. So most of you, I'm sure, have heard, if you've been in the oils long enough, you've heard about what the Master Cleanse is. If you haven't, I'll share a little bit with you. I have been doing the cleanse longer than the oils, actually, but I never really learned how to do it correctly until I got into Young Living. And and let me say Darlene. Darlene is here to join us too. Darlene's coming in. Are you there, Darlene? Darlene's going to join us too. And please join in, Darlene, and any stories that you have with the oils too, because you've been in a long time. We're all long timers. Kathleen, Darlene, and I. So please join in on any of these stories that you have, okay? We're going to get into the resonance, but since I'm on the cleanse, in case I have to get up and run somewhere quickly, you'll know why. So my makeup is pretty much gone off from the morning, but I'm still here running the stamina program, and I just did some Pilates. So I'm probably good for another 30, 40 minutes. I don't know. Anyway, so the Master Cleanse is something that I remember Gary and Mary used to do once a month, usually in the springtime, or for a month long. And it is Stanley Burroughs created this. I don't have the books in front of me because I just decided to talk about it. I have both books, and I'll show them to you before the day's over, maybe. Then there's Tom Woloshin's Complete Master Cleanse, that he answers all the questions that you don't learn from the other books. So basically, in the year 2001, I went to Tarrytown, which I mentioned earlier in one of the series, that for my level 1, excuse me. You had to do so many level 1s to go to the level 2. And I mentioned that. Well, Tom Woloshin, who's the VitaFlex expert, he was the VitaFlex teacher. So back then in level 1, you learned essential oil chemistry, you learned the raindrop and the lymphatic drainage method, and then you learned VitaFlex. So Tom was the VitaFlex person in Tarrytown, and they offered, the first person up there, and I was the first person up there, and I got to get worked on. And then at dinner later, I was talking about doing the master cleanse and I did it wrong. So what I did was I was a school teacher and I used to make it by a gallon and take it to work and drink it. That's wrong. And then after 3 days of doing it, I felt so good that I didn't drink enough of it. And the next day I fell over. Do I still have the coffee table? I do. I fell over and hit my head, which I still have a place that the hair grows funny. I hit my head on this really thick glass table, and when I opened my eyes, all I could see was light. I couldn't see anything. I crawled over to the refrigerator, drank some orange juice, called my neighbors, and all my friends and neighbors promised me never to do that diet again. Okay, this is before I met Tom. So then when Tom told me everything I did wrong, I said, okay, well, you have to come to Florida. He lives in British Columbia. You have to come to Florida and teach all my friends so I'll be allowed to do it again, because they didn't want me to do it. So that's what happened. And Tom would come here pretty often, at least once a year, and do his class of the VitaFlex, which is like a week long, intensive and light therapy and color therapy and all those methods were trained, and we do it in my home. So anyway, it was time for me to do the cleanse. I've done 2 this year. I did a lot. Last year, I think I did 5 with the situation that was going on. I think I did 5. So I'm using a straw because I don't want it to hit my teeth, all the lemon. So you use 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, organic preferably, and then I think it's a quarter teaspoon of cayenne pepper, but I don't measure the cayenne pepper. I just put it in. And then I like to put oils in it. So I like grapefruit, lime, and those oils I put in them to flavor it. And I just took a capsule of Juva Cleanse. I took another capsule earlier today of GLF, and that's gallbladder liver flush. And the Juva Cleanse is to cleanse the liver. So I'm using those oils while I'm taking this. And this is glass 7 of the day. So I need to get down 8 of these. So it's a detox. So I'm detoxing right in the middle of AromaSharing. And actually it feels pretty good. So if you have questions about that, please feel free to write in the chat. There is a very beneficial, it's very beneficial to do the cleanse. But you have to, the first 3 days is usually the most challenging because you're used to eating food. And after you got your 3 days done, you've pretty much gotten rid of all the food that you've taken in lately. And after that, you're beginning to eliminate things from other parts of the body. And it's not a master cleanse class. As a matter of fact, Tom is doing a master cleanse class right now that I would like to be at, but I'm here. So he does a little thing where you can do the master cleanse. If you want to know more about that, just contact me at AromaSharing@gmail.com, and that email goes to both Kathleen and I, and I can give you the information on how to find out more about the master cleanse. Okay, so tonight I was going to talk about something a little different, but we're going to do the resonance with the Healy. Okay, so I'm just to tell you, in order for me to get through this day, I did the deep cycle, 1 program in the deep cycle, which is a detox. I did energy, which I was getting tired earlier, and right now I'm doing stamina. I just worked on the Pilates, and I did the stamina program, and throughout the day I did the wires. I did the wires for some pain that I had, locally. I put the patches on me, and I did 2 programs with that. And so I think that that is all I did with the wires, and then I'm using the coil so far with the rest. And I did some other programs. I'm not sure what they were. I don't remember. So when you're using the wires, you should not do more than, you should do about 3, no more than 3 a day if you're healthy. If you're having trying issues, you should only use 1 with the patches, okay? With the coil, you can do as many as you want. Without the coil, you can do as many as you want, because that's all in the field, okay? They're putting this information into your cells could be new. So at first, when you start using a frequency device, you know, sometimes some people say it doesn't matter what you do, but you have to understand that this is unique to you. So your system may be different. So everybody is different and how they're gonna work with this energy. So it's best to use that test that I showed you a couple nights ago on how to muscle test, or I don't know what they call this one here, you know. And then I showed you the tip test. So it's good to know that's another way to figure out what you need. But tonight, we're not going to talk about how to figure it out, because the Healy has the capability of figuring it out for you. And it's a scan. So the scan, and we're going to do a demonstration. First, I'd like to show you what we did with an animal recently. That's actually this week, with an animal that was having an issue. So I will tell you about Patchouli, a little Pomeranian that had a surgery a year ago, and it was a joint related. So recently something happened that they had to take Patchouli, the Pomeranian, to the vet and get an x-ray. And it was in this area that they had the surgery that was the issue. And the dog was suffering. So I asked, you know, the people who own Patchouli if they would like me to do a resonance or scan on Patchouli, and they did. Sent me a picture, which I'll show you in a second, of what he was like the night of that he just got back from the vet. I will show you how I did it, what I did. I did a scan on him, and then I remotely sent him the frequencies from the scan, and I'll show you his picture the next morning. Okay, so let me share the screen. First of all, I think I need to find the photos, which I'm fine. Recent. Oh, there we go. Okay, and I'm going to come back.
Sandra, you're muted.
I've
Now.
been muted the whole time?
No, just now.
Oh.
When you brought up Patchouli's picture.
Okay, all right. So, okay. Darlene's muted. I don't know why she's muted, but she is. Okay. So, did you hear me tell the story about Patchouli? I told the story about Patchouli, right?
Yes.
But right
Okay.
when you put the picture up, we couldn't hear you anymore.
Thank you. I must have clicked on mute or something. Thank you. Okay, so this is Patchouli. The evening he came back from the vet, in a lot of pain, crying and suffering, okay? And so this is a picture I got. And then I did the resonance on him, sent the frequencies all night to him, and this was patchouli the next day. Is that incredible or what? It's amazing. He looks like he just came out of the groomer. He was doing a lot better the next day.
Oh, and he was up on his owner's lap, licking and kissing and just hopping around too. So just a different dog.
Yeah, so you can see quite a difference between this time and this time. So we're really happy that we could help him.
That's great.
Isn't it?
Yeah, you can really see it.
Yeah, Darlene, why don't you come off the camera or come into the camera?
There we go.
So now Darlene and Kathleen and I are all here, and we've all done resonances. But, and by the way, we have donated 4 resonance scans in the,
The auction or the
thank you, in the auction. That's right, in the auction. And so we're going to, and a lot of people do this, so you'll be able to do this if you get a Healy, but anyway. So what we're going to do is most of the Healy programs are done with an app called, so I don't know if you, can you see this?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, so that is the pink dot right here. It has a little pink dot. It's a gray circle with a pink dot. That's where most of the programs are that we've been doing. That's what I've been doing all day. But there's another program, and you can see them down here. There's the pink and the blue. So the blue dot, we call it, is the Resonance and Aura app. Okay? So it comes up. It's secured because you can put people, I think I'm going to have to use, let me get another Healy. Well, I don't know, it might get confused if I use a different Healy. So I'm going to have to stop this program that I was running on myself. Okay, so here are the 2 apps. The Aura analysis and the resonance. Okay, so I'm going to show you what the Aura, usually before I do anything, I run an Aura, okay? And so I just run it on myself because actually I've been wanting to do this anyway. So I'm going to go into my energy. Okay, so I'm already in the database. So I'm going to click on my name. If I wasn't in there, I would have to add myself in there. So you put people in that you're going to scan. I put myself, so I'm going to scan myself. So it says record Aura. I don't need to record. Yeah, I guess I do. I need to record my Aura. So I'm holding my Healy in the right hand, and it's probably going to have to connect. And I'm going to go. I pressed on it, and so now it's running. I think these lights are an issue. Maybe I should turn those lights off. I have to hold this. It's really hard for me to do this. Does that make it too dark?
No.
Okay, so it is a little dark. Light. Okay, so I have to hold on to this. I think that it's not connected. So I'm going to have to, it's trying to connect. And I didn't want to have 2 Healys. I still have the blue sticker on this one. It's not connecting for some reason. It looks like I need a charge in my iPad here. I'm doing it on an iPad, do it on a phone, but the iPad is just easier for me to show you. So let me try it again. Clicking on Aura, app, I'm clicking on my name, and I'm going to record the Aura. Okay, it's done. All right. I had it in my hand, and so now this is what it's going to show me. I don't have to hold it now. So it's giving me a low level energy, it says. Okay. And it's not that low, but it's low. Okay, so I'm going to click on the analysis, and that's going to show you where my energy is. All right? And the different chakras, something we discussed the other night, or I've done classes in the group. So this is your aura, and you notice there's 3 circles below, and those are the check mark the 3 lowest ones. And then it's going to give me an analysis. I press this button here for the analysis. Just want to look at it. Oh, it's not too bad for, I guess, the forehead on my third eye. Okay, all right. So I'm going to press on this. And okay, so now it's going to give you a report, which I can print out in a PDF, send to somebody, but I'm just going to start the analysis, and I need to have the Healy in my hand or on me. So it's doing an analysis, and there's the report. 4th chakra, astral spiritual body, color green. The person has relations with spatial separation, a weakened relationship. And I can tell you what that's from. It's from me being on this computer since we started AromaSharing. From first thing in the morning, I mean for 12 hours basically. And so I was able to get out and go for a walk today and do some exercise in the house, but that is definitely spatial issues. Okay, spatial separation, interesting. Then it says, this person gives nothing for the sake of giving of their own free will. They feel that they just have to give. I guess I'm doing that right now. Okay, so down below, there's more to it. I mean, you can go on. There's more to it there, okay? It gets into this third eye. It says this is about yin-yang consciousness. It's time to rise from the gender role and integrate all parts of the mind. A lack of awareness is clearly perceived. This is an opportunity for spiritual growth. So this is what it says. And there's more. There's more, okay? Lots more. So right now, the options are to actions or vibrate. If I click on actions, I can add issues in there manually. In other words, you can put intentions in there, okay? And I have rarely done that, okay? I can add intentions. I can edit things and work on things in there if I want to, which I should do, I guess. What is that? Okay, then it says, what's this bottom thing say? Show PDF.
PDF. Mm-hmm.
So if I click on Show PDF, it'll give me the PDF, which if I was doing this for another person, I could email to them or text them, and then they could print it. Okay, so it's giving me the optimization list. So it's telling you everything. So I'm going to close that, and right there is where you'd save it, you'd share it. So I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to vibrate. Okay, I'm going to click on vibrate, and then it's going to send me all these frequencies. So I'm going to put this on. There's no coil, and I'm going to start. And so it's going to, it says for 1 minute and 17 seconds is what I'm going to give myself to improve my aura. And I know that if I did another scan, it would be improved. But basically, when I do a scan on someone, I do the aura first. I do this little vibrate thing, and that balances them a little bit. And then, and sometimes, actually, this is what McKinsey was talking about. She had, she was sharing that she had poison ivy a year ago, and her mother told me, and she said to run this. And I ran the Aura app, and I sent her the frequencies remotely. I sent them for a longer period of time than a minute. I sent it, I don't know, a few hours or something. So I did that, and it helped her. She was mentioned it in one of the, this is one of our moderators that we have. So she remembers that from a year ago. She was on today with, who is, there today. Was it Toby? No.
She was on with Ashley of Get Oiling.
Ashley, get on. Thank you so much. Yes, she was on with Ashley. So you can see her today. Okay, so there's my scan. Okay, so there's my the session that I had with frequencies. Okay, so now this is how I usually do a scan. So then I'll go right to the apps again, and I'm going to get into the resonance. This is the app right here. So there's 2 apps here, and I'm going to find my name in the database. And now I may have to leave the room. Continue with the database selection. So now you're going to see how many databases are in here. Can you ladies read them?
I cannot.
Kathleen, can you see them?
Actually, so Healy chakra programs, Healy mental balance programs, skin programs, beauty programs, sleep programs, and so on. And then they go all the way down the page.
What about the ones that aren't Healy? All the Healys are in here.
Yeah, that's all I can see right now.
Okay.
Bach flower remedies.
Yes.
We're in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see any other.
Let me see what else.
Mostly Healy stuff.
Digital nutrition, all of the subscription programs, vital substances, Alaskan gem elixirs, Australian bush flowers, Schischler salts, this is cell salts, homeopathic, psyche, then all the Healy programs are in there. So what I usually do is, because what I have, even though I can use any of these, I'm going to do all Healy programs if I can find it. All Healy programs. Okay, so there it is. I'm going to hold my Healy. I'm going to press Start Analysis, and it asks me to put my fingerprint on there. My finger, any thumb, whatever, and it's now scanning me. And it's done. So I think I did this morning actually, but I never got a chance to finish it. So it says, so now I've got a report of Healy Gold Cycle, Healy Deep Cycle, Healy Protection Programs, Healy Skin Programs, and Bioenergetic Support Programs. So I've got all these are pages. Excuse me, I should say program pages. So I can right now go to Actions and show the PDF, or I can vibrate. So I'm going to vibrate for a minute. Sometimes if I don't have time to do the rest of the programs with the wires, or I will just send this to me remotely. If you were trying to help somebody remotely, what you would do is just send these programs to them. Now we can get into more detail and go back and go to each one of these set of programs pages, and it's going to give me up to 5 individual programs that I should be working on. And I have made, do I have it here with me? Yes, I do. I have made a form, which I've shared with my people, and actually anybody that wants it, on how to keep track of these. Because basically when this is going on, when 25 programs is about a week's worth of activity with Healy. So with cables. So what I've done is I've made a sheet. I'll get it here. Called the Healy script. This isn't for remote, but this is for, and so you write down the programs. Otherwise, it's going to be like a lot of pages that you'd have to print. So I write the programs down, and then I look at those programs through the week, and I run them. That's how I do it for myself. If you're going to do it for somebody remotely, or if you're going to do it for someone who has a their own Healy, you could give them the script too. However, if you're going to do it remotely, you would put the Healy. I like to put the Healy on a picture of the person in like a nice sacred place, kind of place with really good energy in the house. And I put the picture down and I put the Healy on top of it, and then I'm running the frequencies. So in this case, when you're running the frequencies, they're being broadcast. They're broadcast from this device, my iPad, to the Healy that I have on. See? So they can only be about 20 feet away from each other. That's not the case with the other programs. The other programs, this is the advanced model, okay? This is the top model, the resonance programs. These programs are only done this way. Okay, now, I could stop this. And so let's go look at my report. Let's see. Oh, really programs. I'm just going to take a snapshot of this because I need to do a save it. Okay, so I got Healy Gold programs. So I'm going to, so now let's say I'm done with this app. I'm not going to broadcast anymore. I'm going to go close it. Now I'm going to go back to it, the beginning. Just reconnecting because I closed the app. So I'm going to go to the resonance again and my name again. And I'm going to choose the database. And this time I'm going to choose the databases that came up on my report. And one of them was gold. So let me find the gold programs. And I'm going to go through the same procedure. So, okay, so I put my fingerprint on it while I'm holding the Healy. Okay, and it tells me to use care, release, pure, balance, and energy. I have used energy today. I've used care, and I used release. I used pure, release. I used a lot of those today. So, and that was the one I needed. Those programs are on the gold page. It's the first page of the Healy. So that's what I need the most. And I would go back and do this with each and every program that came up for me on that page. So is that clear as mud or what?
I think it's clear.
Okay, good. Well, you've seen it before. So what questions would you have, Darlene, from that?
So I think that the description of putting the Healy on the photograph for a distant healing is the intention is important, like you said, to find a sacred space, whether it's a person or a pet, to give that space like you would for healing. So
yeah, thank you. Yes, because and it's your intention. And so if you're not an energy healer, you do remote sessions, you're going to become an energy healer because you must use your intention just as if you're praying or whatever you're doing. You set and you focus. You set your intention and your focus on the person. And I'd like to have Kathleen, if you're there, could you share what your daughter scanned recently? These are all things that happened just recently. She might not be there. So we'll give Kathleen a minute to come back if she's available, but
okay.
She may be cooking dinner or something. Do you have a story, Darlene, that you'd like to share about oils or the Healy or something like that?
Were you going to talk a little bit about how to do the oils with the resonance tonight, or would that be another night?
Well, no, we'd use it. We're talking about it every night. Well, I just said I'm using the Healy I just took a capsule of GLF.
Right.
I took a capsule of Juva Cleanse, and actually, I'm diffusing stress away right here and peppermint over there. And in my exercise room where my Pilates reformer is, I have Christmas spirit. That's like the generic. I'm always diffusing Christmas spirit in there.
I
And
am too.
yeah, I love that one. So,
I'm sorry, I'm back, and I use Christmas Spirit hand soap all year long. I buy enough to.
we like Christmas spirit all year long. Yes, we do.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, do you want to share your story with Kirsten?
Sure. My daughter had been fighting. I think she probably got allergies, and then it kind of went into a cold. She's a very busy mother of 3 children, ages 4, 2, and 1. And she also has a photography business. So she was like I say, she's the ain't nobody got time for this, when the moms get sick. And so she had come up, she lives in about 3 hours away from us. So she came up to do a photography session. And we oiled her up, and, I had her taking extra vitamin C and just all kinds of stuff. And she felt a little better. That was Tuesday night, and she left Wednesday morning. By Thursday, though, she was like feeling so bad. Like she said, I don't think I've ever felt this bad ever. And she had a wedding thing for her sister-in-law that night. And they went to the thing, but they did not even go to the dinner afterwards because she felt so horrible. They just went home. And I'm thinking, why didn't I run a Healy scan on her? A scan and then run,
Resonance.
resonance, and get some vibrations into her. So I did that. I always ask permission. I printed out her picture. So I printed out her picture, and I got to get in front of my face. There we go. And it was black and white because my printer was out of ink, colored ink, just yellow, but it won't print at all. So I used that little thing. I sat it down, put the Healy on top of the picture, and then I pulled up her picture, pulled up the resonance program. And when it said vibrate, I looked at her picture and put my thumb on and just thinking, this is for her, this is for her, this is for her. So setting that intention and that frequency of her and not me, and went through all the things and just started sending her frequencies. And you can do short ones like Sandra did, like 1:08 I think is the shortest. You can go up to 8 hours. So there's different time lengths you can do. So I did some longer ones for her. And I told her, I said, I'm starting the Healy, so let me know if you feel anything different. Within 45 minutes, she said, the pressure behind my eyes, that was her worst thing. Because, you move your head like this. Excuse me, you move your head just a little. She would turn her head, just like searing pain behind her eyes because of the sinuses. In 45 minutes, she said, the pressure behind my eyes is so much less. And she said that night she slept the whole night, which she hadn't been able to do because she was so miserable and couldn't breathe through her nostrils. She could breathe through both nostrils, and slept the whole night. And
I'm sure she used oils too, right?
Yeah, we used oils while she was here. And I sent her with oils. Always send her home. She has the oils from a starter kit, but yep, we oiled her up always. In fact, the whole night she was here with me, Tuesday to Wednesday, we put Breathe Again in the diffuser in the room she slept in, oiled up her feet, thieves on her feet, and told her how to work the sinus area with the oils. So we did it, oily and all kinds of other stuff. But then it was the resonance that really kicked it all in. And what I tell people is, if you think everything is frequency, so our oils are frequency, but if our bodies with the Healy are in, have better frequencies, our frequency is raised, imagine what our oils can do for us. what level they can take us to, you know, on all levels, physically and spiritually and mentally. And I just think there's such a wonderful combination.
Thank you. That was a great share. Thank you so much. So, Darlene, does
Yes.
anybody, do you have anything to share, or do we have any questions, I wonder?
I do have a quick share from the weekend. So my grandchildren were here all week, and my 7-year-old granddaughter, I could tell she was coming down with something the day she got here. And I love the wet socks treatment, which people can Google that. It's it's mountain medicine, old school medicine, but it involves soaking the feet in hot water, wringing out cold, wet cotton socks, putting them over the hot feet, and then putting wool socks on and going to bed. Well, I always embellish that by using a lot of the oils. And we have all the children's oils here, and we were using the sniffle ease, and of course we use thieves on the feet and all of that. She calls me Yaya. She says, Yaya, I just can't breathe. And so anyway, we did all of that, went to bed. When she got up the next morning, I noticed that she was not, you put them to bed and it does I'm gonna call it magic. It does its magic while they're sleeping. But in the morning, she wasn't doing the sniffle thing. She still wanted her special time, but you could tell she was, the sniffles were gone, and she was being sleepy on the couch and watching movies, but she felt 10 times better. So the oils are magical on their own. And, using them with anything that's going to enhance the frequency, like the Healy, is just a spectacular combo, especially because kids, having something small like the Healy, it's not scary to them. It's very small. It's very compact. It can be used near them. Doesn't even have to be used on them. Yeah. So,
Right, near them.
yeah, you'd be near them, like while they're sleeping. So we always had it running in the room.
And that's another thing, just putting it in the field, right?
Putting it in the field.
Thank you. So that I think that's what we have for this evening. If you have any questions, please type them in the chat. But if you don't, I think we're going to close, and we do have a regular presentation, a PowerPoint presentation, which, oh, I know what we need to tell them, where we're going to be tomorrow in the Healy store. The Healy, yeah.
Right. So my time tomorrow, of course, I'm always available from 4 to 6, but I can go in at additional times if needed, but I will definitely be there 4 o'clock Eastern time. I can be there to answer any questions, to not just about Healy, but how Healy can work with the oils or energy in general. Sometimes if energy is brand new to people, they have a lot of questions. And so anyway, I'll be there for 2 hours from 4 to 6 Eastern time to answer energy.
What, 3 to 5 then?
3 to 5 Central time, yes.
And yeah, and we have somebody there usually around 10 Central to about 6 each day. So stop in, and also if you go in and we're not there, just email us. There's at the bottom of the page of every vendor has an email us. You can just email us and ask a question. Okay? So, Kathleen, when are you going to be in the Healy store?
I am there from Central Time. I'm there from 1 to 3. So I'll be glad to talk with people, and of course go to our I'll type it in the.
I must be in there from 11 to 1 or something. I'm not sure.
I'm going to type in the chat
The link
to our auction.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, that's what we wanted to talk about. The what we donated was for each one of us is going to give. What we're donating is a resonance session. Now, this resonance session, once we scan you, and we'll go into all the details of doing the specific programs, and we'll send those to you. But then it could see how you're working. you know, so we may have to run it again the next day or something like that. So it just depends what's going on. It's like a custom thing with you. All right. So so we're all donating a resonance session, and it's in the auction. Yes.
Exciting.
So good. All righty, Sandra, you're our host.
Oh, what do I need to do?
If we're done,
Okay.
you can do the things.
Okay. Stop the live stream. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.